And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym of the Crypto, episode 1166. Today is Wednesday, November 8th, 2023. And I'm King, here to bridge the gap between community and crypto most days, Monday through Friday at 10ish. And today's top stories: new cryptocurrencies getting created at slowest pace in 3 years, CertiK data shows. LHV Bank founder has $470 million worth of Ethereum, but lost his private key. And U.S. lawmaker proposes to cut SEC Chair Gary Gensler's salary to $1 and possibly more. But of course, first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a quick look at these prices. Ooh, Bitcoin's looking good, looking nice and healthy. It's fattening up. Bitcoin's coming in $35,253, up 1.24% on the 24-hour clock. Ethereum's at $1,883, up 0.34%. BNB $245 at number 4, down 0.57%. Number 5 is Ripple at 68 cents, up 0.11%. Ripple actually had an amazing nice pump. If you remember, not too long ago, it was like 48, 49 cents. Let's see, Solana $42, up 1.82%. And number 10 actually beating out Tron right now is Toncoin at $2.68, up 8.72%. Trending tokens are Ordi, Unified Protocol, and XRP. Of course, Ripple recently added Shrapnel, Grok, and Element. We're actually going to be talking about recently added coins. And the Fear and Greed Index is at a 73. Looks like Bitcoin dominance is at a 51.7 and Ethereum at a 17% flat. So those are your prices on the day. Bitcoin is alive and well, still healthy. So we're already right and proving all the doubters wrong. It's still alive thus far. Give some quick shout outs. What's going on? Satoshi Slim, Goodness, OC, Benji, Raquanji, No Cap, NT, Voice Crypto, Wisdom Bars. Solana XRP holders are not going to make it. You got the popcorn ready. If you know, in the next bear market, what's Bitcoin bottom? 60,000-ish. Just curious. I think it'll be like 80K. I think once we cross over 100K, I think we'll aggressively go to like 150, 140 to 160. And now I think we'll get that same 40%, 30% dip, something like that. 50% dip, and it'll go down to like 80, 90K or something like that. And we'll literally lose 70K or 80K, 60K on a day. And yeah, so I think that'll bring us back down to like $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 price range. When that time happens, hopefully we'll see in 2 years or less, we should know. Speaking of bear markets, let's go ahead and get this show rolling. That's the top story. Not many stories. I was searching and looking around, but it's kind of quiet out. I mean, it's been a couple of technological updates for specific projects, but all in all, wasn't too much. But we do have some interesting stories, including this one. New cryptocurrencies. I'm not sure why this article is cut off like this all of a sudden. Hold on, let me refresh this. But new cryptocurrencies getting created at a slower. Here we go. New cryptocurrencies. They don't let me get the top of this article. There we go. New cryptocurrencies getting created at slowest pace in 3 years, CertiK data shows. I thought this is some very important news because it's kind of showing the flow of the market. Now, how that market is flowing, you have to do an in-depth analysis to kind of get the reasons why. But off the top of my head, I would say, hey, barriers to entry are changing, right? Now, all of a sudden, you have to have, some places are regulated or licensed or this, that, and the other. So I would say barriers of entry are changing. Competition is even steeper now. Like your brand new ideal isn't a brand new ideal now. They already have 1,000 of those ideals out. So that would change the pace of it. I will also say a lot of scammers are getting arrested, right? Scammers are getting caught and arrested. So as we keep saying here, oftentimes the scammers will repeatedly scam over and over every few years with a new project or whatever. So just by eliminating certain scammers or at least outing their addresses and stuff and making it difficult for them to move digitally, that could take away different cryptocurrencies. I mean, hey, if one person's creating 100 new scam coins a day and they've been found out, they get arrested or they finally retire out the game, whatever it is, that's literally 100 new tokens a day that get stopped being made. So those are a few things off the top of my head. But again, excluding meme coins, some 293 new tokens were added. Well, I don't think you should exclude meme coins. Why? I mean, hey, if they get a better market cap, better following, they work better, then some utility tokens or whatever. You can't exclude meme coins, but some 293 new tokens were added to the coin market cap website, less than a fourth what was added during the bull market of late 2021, according to new data compiled by the smart contract auditor asserted. Now, I will also say coin market cap isn't the end all. I use it here on every day. A lot of people do use it, which is why I kind of refer to it so everybody's on the same page. But it's not the end all be all of aggregator websites for tokens. And B, they don't list every token out there. So just because coin market cap's listing more tokens per month or per quarter or less, wherever, that doesn't like give you a wholesome look at what's being created in the market. To me, it's kind of like Googling how Google indexes the internet. They only index a small percent of the internet. The percent that they like to, for the most part, especially the first few pages. The rest of the internet gets lost on Google, or wherever they don't even have it, or wherever. That's where you start talking deep web, and then even going to the dark web. So this is going to be the same thing to me. Whereas, like, yeah, coin market cap gives you, even some of the dumpster diving ones, but coins with communities. Let's say that. But let's not forget. I mean, there are also projects and tokens now that are being offered and used as almost the internet, where they don't want a huge community. They want a certain community or a niche community, or however that may be, right? They're not looking for everyone, though. So maybe they're not looking to be listed on a site like CoinMarketCap. You got to remember those as well. But again, this does show the CoinMarketCap listings per quarter, as well as a year. Just as green shoots are appearing in crypto markets, as a new data set has emerged showing just how dramatically the pace of blockchain development slowed recently. The amount of new token creation dropped during the third quarter to the lowest since at least the start of 2021, according to blockchain smart contract auditor asserted. Okay, also during that time period, of course, we had all the Terra Luna, Celsius, FTX, BlockFi, even the Gemini and Barry Silbert debacle that's going on right now. So a lot of money was lost. A lot of money was lost, or at least rebalanced in different directions, and that capital is no longer available. So that is another reason why tokens will probably drop as well. Project team members probably can't, spread their wings like they want. They might need to stay still a little bit longer until they get some of their capital back. But again, this is interesting data to start. We don't have a lot of data points in the market yet. And again, when you're talking about self-regulation, you do have to aggregate data, compare it, figure out the best way for it for the market. So it is cool that we're getting this. It will be interesting to see as they go further. Will they say, hey, we'll go to every coin aggregate site who has more than 100 or 200 tokens, whatever, and take your data as well to compare and contrast all this? That'll be pretty interesting to see. But regardless, the point of the article is that, yes, these cryptos creations have been slowing down the last 3 years. Now, last but not least, one thing we could also attribute to it is the halvening, right? When the halvening happened 4 years ago almost now, there was a lot of excitement, a lot of, again, same, but different, but still same, right? It was a lot going on. 2021 was a huge year. It was that NFTs got big, DeFi was getting hot and everything like that. So a lot of stuff was happening. It's pretty cool to see all that going on. I can't wait to see what's going to happen after this next happening. But I suspect, by summertime next year, we should see the creation of cryptocurrencies popping up left and right once again. Like, it's going to go right back up. So what came first, the chicken or the egg, right? But I think we're going to see this pattern repeat itself. It's the same thing as we're seeing with the buy patterns, the search patterns on different words like Bitcoin and things like that. It's all the same pattern, all the same trend and charts if you actually like zoom out, I think. But still a cool story to see that they're actually tracking that, because the next step in the evolution of this information gathering is if they can gather this type of information and it be used to predict what the market's going to actually do. Hey, will we begin a pump right now? Will the price be dumping, wherever? Well, based off of the last 6 years, whenever the creation of new cryptos drop by like 8%, we usually see a drop or dip in the market at least for like 2 weeks or something. Like, any type of information that could be gathered like that will be like just amazing to have. So pretty cool to see that they're tracking it. Can't wait to see them track more of it, hopefully. I know it's like a lot of work, but again, pretty cool to see. Let's see, what do we have in the comments going on? DeFi, LOL, Marmalade Finance is blocking UK users. DeFi equals scam, said goodness. For the most part, decentralized and name only. Yeah, many of them are. A lot of them been doing a pretty good job of balancing it, though. Bring back the DeFi summer. Twitter equals bot infested app. That's probably why they lost their capital, that what they're worth, their value dropped or whatever. Nostr search. I still haven't used Nostr yet. I need to check that out. Yeah, everybody keeps talking about Nostr. I keep hearing about it as well. JJ Wentworth, what's going on? Hope everybody checked out the show last night as well. I saw you all talking about FTX and SBF, so pretty cool to see there. Make sure you check them out. Let's see. Solana and XRP are broke and are living off of customer funds. You all are hilarious. Who is this? Y'all going in there? What's going on, Kevin? Let's see what else we have. I don't know. This is pretty funny. All right, this is a very interesting story. the bank founder, has $470 million worth of Ethereum, but lost his private key. That's one way to let your family and friends know you don't got it. Like, yeah, I ain't mine, man. I don't know. Rain Lomas, founder of LHV Bank, told Estonian media last month that he's not made much effort to recover the funds, but is willing to pay someone who can. Again, that sounds like someone who's just saying he lost the key, or he lost it and he's so rich he really doesn't care. He's like, 470 million. You think I got time in my day to stop everything I'm doing for that shit? Like, no, let me know when it's 4 billion, then I'll circle back or something. Like, he's like, he don't have time for this. The founder of Estonia-based LHV Bank, or actually this could be a great way to market as well. Rain Lomas has been revealed as the owner of a massive 250,000 Ether stash brought during the Ethereum initial coin offering, which is now worth an eye-watering $470 million. There's only one problem. He no longer has the keys. In February, Coinbase director Connor Grogan highlighted an Ethereum whale wallet containing some $470 million worth of Ethereum, untouched since the blockchain's genesis. And in November 6th update on X, Twitter, well, I also wonder, because he said since the blockchain's genesis, was it initially Ethereum Classic, or was it Ethereum when that ICO happened, whatever? So very interesting. Was this post or prior before the fork? Because if he has an Ethereum Classic, he has way more than $470 million worth of crypto in general with just Ethereum Classic. But if it's just Ethereum, then maybe it came after. But in November 6th update on X, Connor highlighted Lomas' comments in a recent interview that now tie him to the $470 million worth of trapped Ethereum. One mystery solved, wrote Grogan, who shared an excerpt of an October 31st ERR news report on an earlier Viacur radio interview with Lomas. And really quick, this is why I love crypto. Could you imagine governments around the world having to use and be paid and do everything with cryptocurrency and Bitcoin? Like, people would track it for fun. We wouldn't even have to pay anyone. They would track every Satoshi of government spending across the world. Like, you would not have to do anything. All that $500 billion to military, Department of Defense, and this, that, and the other, Department of Justice, like, you wouldn't have to do anything. That would be tracked to the fullest. So people are doing it for fun already with just random wealthy individuals on the blockchain. But again, you can see now this X thread, one mystery solved, this address. Then also, why you pocket watching and telling the world? Good gracious. Somebody was trying to be mysterious, and you like, hey, it belongs to this guy. Now it's like, which now holds $450 million of crypto, belongs to Rain Lomas, founder of LHV Bank. Unfortunately, he lost his keys and can't access them. These hundreds of millions, if you can help him recover them somehow, he's willing to split them with you. So you can see it here in the excerpt from the interview. A few years ago, you dropped a bombshell at an investment festival when you said you had acquired some crypto in the early years of Bitcoin, and that by the time the value of that portfolio was almost equal to the total value of your LHV shares, but you lost those passwords. Have you found them? No, and I haven't made much effort either. There's no secret that I have a wallet with 250,000 Ethereum units. Anyone can calculate for themselves what it's worth. Wow, that's crazy. That's hundreds of millions. Yeah, and I can't solve this alone. If someone thinks they can, I'll take all offers. My best plan is to build Rain Lomas as an AI and see if he can get his memories back. But no, I take it easy. I don't like things that result in 0 or 1. You can spend 10 years on it and it might end up with zero. It might end up with you solving a problem, but I prefer to do things where progress is visible on a daily basis. So, yeah, super cool. He did kind of out himself or whatever. Not kind of, he out himself. This is really cool to see. Here's the actual address now. If you want to check it out yourself, again, this is a cool part of crypto. You don't have to guess and look around. You can literally look at the actual balance. You could click on the transaction history, see the dates of when this actually happened, so on and so forth. So again, super cool to see. And there's the address if you want to check it out as well. Unfortunate that it happened though. I mean, goodness gracious. So I guess no one can complain anymore, right? No one can complain about them losing crypto or whatever. Like, no, someone lost 470 million dollars now worth of crypto. We all have nothing to amount to that. So we're making it out all right. Okay. We're making out all right. Let's see. Satoshi Slim said, like you said, it sounds like somebody with enough money to not really care. Hey, if he didn't have that same amount of money right now, he'd be digging. Okay. He'd be like, we're gonna figure this out. That would be cool though. And I see where he's going with it. That's another big question, different topic, different time. Not if, when we start to recreate AI with our consciousness, which I think that Black Mirror type, you'll be able to do that soon enough. I do believe, because again, really is just asking you every question with every variable you can think of. It won't be perfect, but you can get it pretty close to perfect. Like literally, you just ask questions and plot data points for that AI, and then you attribute that to a human. So it's almost there. It's almost there. Like if Siri was like, if we gave Siri a name and like a real name and a personality, and had it a conversational voice like this for all of the responses, you wouldn't be sure you were talking to a bot. All right, so I say that to say, hold on, what's this? Right, I'm looking at the comments. Two things. First, as I've always said, we need to decide if clones and robots are equal to humans or not. We need to vote now, people. Okay, vote on this. But no, seriously as well. Oh, y'all tripping. They level 99 slacker says she be fine as hell. Yeah, come on, y'all crazy right now. But seriously, I was forgetting my thought. That's why I was trying to bring it back. Regardless, when it comes to AI, oh, his consciousness, there was. My question with the whole AI thing is, if you're able to download your consciousness or whatever, will it automatically, I guess, be able to bring up memories you yourself forgot? Because his whole point was, I hope one day I can put my consciousness or wherever we have AI to do this, and maybe I can remember where I did it. It's like, well, technically, if you download it, would it be your current and present consciousness, or would it be like everything your ears and eyes have ever experienced, seen, and heard, or whatever? So that's interesting. It's a whole different, conversation. That's me getting crazy deep. You know how it goes. But hey, something to think about. Even if we can't get our consciousness on AI, does it get what we remember as our past and everything and our thoughts, or does it get subconscious past memories and thoughts that we don't even think about? That would be scary. Actually, you might be someone different than you don't even know you are. Okay, I don't know. We're getting crazy now. Let's get it back to crypto. We're getting crazy. We're in a simulation. How do you know you aren't a bot? Very true, Kaiser. How do you know you're not living your downloaded consciousness already? Oh man, everybody's saying that. So I think everybody think that we all are already bots. So what? Clones have rights, says Jake, and robots no. See, this is why we have to vote now. Jake is already saying clones have the same rights as humans, but robots don't. We have to vote now, people. You will be surprised by how people vote on this. I say we vote before these things are here, or at least we know they're here, and they can take over the world. Okay, now with that being said, we're going to come back to reality a little bit. U.S. lawmaker proposes to cut SEC chair Gary Gensler's salary to $1. That's what I'm talking about. The Financial Services and General Government Bill proposes to drastically cut funding to the SEC and other government agencies. Really quick, this was like, articles like this make me happy, make my teeth white. Why? Because it's like, you're not going crazy. There are other people in the government, there's other people at these companies and stuff who are looking at the same government regulatory agencies, other private companies, federal agencies along the like, and are like, are these people crazy? Have they lost their mind? It's not just me thinking that. This makes me feel good, because if not, I'll be like, man, am I going crazy? Am I just ranting all the time? Like, and it's like, no. Which there's people in these powerful places who see it too. Some care more than others, but again, this is not us going crazy. Mr. Burns, people said, we have had enough. United States lawmaker wants to strip Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler of his salary by paying him just $1 per year. And a proposed amendment to the Financial Services and General Government FSGG, Representative Tim Burchett suggested that Gensler's salary be brought down to $1 as part of a wider proposal to defund the regulator. First introduced on July 13th this year, the FSGG bill is a wide-ranging piece of legislation that aims to reduce government spending across the board. You can see there if you want to go into detail. It's estimated, whoa, wow. This is crazy. It's estimated that Gensler earns north. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it said per month at first. That's why I got quiet. I had to look a little deeper at all those ads right there, but it's per year. It's estimated that Gensler earns north of $300,000 per year for his duties as head of SEC. That's about right. But what I will say is crazy. I don't know how much the president earns now, but wasn't like 400K, 450K for the president, which I don't think is a lot. Like that's to me too close to the president's budget as well. Like you're a regulator. This is the president. I don't know. That's just me. Burchett wasn't the only lawmaker taking aim at the SEC with the overall bill drastically cutting funding to a number of government agencies. Again, while introducing this bill to the House Rules Committee on November 6th, Representative Steve Womack outlined that the SEC, among other agencies, have fallen prey to regulatory overreach and was becoming an undue financial burden on the government. Woo! The boys are spitting bars. Oh my goodness, they have fallen prey to regulatory overreach and was becoming an undue financial burden on the government. I agree. And that's also why people now this is about to change. And you all, of course, can thank the current administration, though, to be honest, it probably would have happened either way because it's a federal thing. But the IRS agents, right? 83,000 new IRS agents and all this other stuff, and tax and crypto and using crypto to pay back the national debt, this, that, and the other. Like this all comes as a financial burden on the government. Now, before we got the 80,000 tax agents that are incoming, I would say, unless you're a real player in the real, at this point, really, it's almost like $250,000 to $500,000. If you're not really like, and I'm talking about moving it, not just sitting on it. No, I have a house worth 300 or 400K. I got my car, it's 50K. No, I'm talking about if you're actually your bank accounts and whatever accounts, you're moving between $250,000 to $500,000 or more. That's when you're starting to become a player. And even then, it's a very like minnow, like it's really $1 million plus. But my point is, before that, the SEC and the IRS really weren't and haven't been that interested in you. Why? Because all the money is going to take to actually prosecute you and investigate you and do all these things. If you're a guilty person at that, would like it wouldn't be worth it to them. So it would be an undue financial burden on the government, which is why they always go for the newsworthy headlines where it's like, no, we got this big, like we got the SBF, right? Like we're about to take this money. It's about the capital at the end. They want the money. So I would say that's how it used to be, but I think they've changed their strategy. They're like, hey, let's go after the entire retail market like we do, like every other market does, right? Which is why we're probably about to have this influx of IRS agents of like 83,000 because now they're going to say, whoa, that number used to be 250K to 500K. And you can see it too. It used to be stats. It's like there's stats on the chances of an audit or whatever. But now, once we get these incoming agents, they might bump that thing down to 25 to 50K of movement. So if you've been moving 25 to 50K of capital a year, they'll put those numbers there and then just get to investigating crazy and saying, hey, if we can get this number right, and it only takes us $3,000 to investigate someone and get 15K, 20K back per person versus using 30, 50 to $100,000 to investigate someone and possibly get back $250,000, $500,000, $1 million more. We'll go with that smaller plan. We'll just hire more people, train them less, and just get them out there and to go after these smaller accounts. And we take what we can get. So that's the way it's kind of looking to me when you're talking about hiring 83,000 or whatever people. It's like, oh, we're going after the retail market with this one. So it's going to get interesting. But to me, this kind of goes along with this article. that now that you have government agencies saying, hey, this is an undue financial burden on the actual government. They're not making us any money. They're spending our money to just enforce regulations that no one really cares about. Womack said that the best course of action would be to defund the SEC to help limit its regulatory intrusiveness while forcing the regulator to return focus to its core mission. And before I read this quote, while I do agree with them, like the dollar thing is as funny as it is because it's hilarious to me. It's also like, you're kind of diluting your message when it's like that. Like, just give them a dollar. Shit. Like, come on, man. Like, you got to give them a budget, right? Specifically, this is the quote. Specifically, we turn off rulemakings at the Securities and Exchange Commission that lack proper cost benefit analysis and aggregate impact analysis. And again, I will agree with this, which is why I'm often like, the way they're stifling innovation, they just let it run, or at least make different types of deals and figure things out. It's like, hey, you have a better chance of making more capital for the American public and regulating this thing in a fair way and protecting people as you claim to want to do if you go a different direction. But the direction they've been going, to me, has been clear that wasn't what they were trying to do. So let's see. Yep. So they're saying this is a true disservice to the American people. Woo, man, they are, when they start doing this is a disservice to the American people. Oh, buddy, you done messed up now. Representative Steve Womack on this X thread. We are on an unsustainable trajectory. My bill reins in wasteful Washington spending to address our dire fiscal situation. I agree. Way to go after the SEC. One of the main, I mean, if you remember too, Gary Gensler is the guy who asked for 2.4 additional billion dollars for his agency in this next year or whatever fiscal year. So this is the person. He was smiling when he asked it. This guy wants an additional $2.4 billion. Let me ask you this. With just a recent memory when it comes to Celsius, as I mentioned earlier, Celsius, Terra Luna, FTX, BlockFi, all these different platforms and stuff. Has he been saving us money yet? Like, what is the point of having the SEC? Why are the American taxpayers giving them billions of dollars to do exactly what? He's already failed. You don't get to fail upwards and say, all right, well, give me like $5 billion. I'll show you exactly what I can do. I messed up, but let me show you. It's like, no, you've already shown us the last few years. So absolutely insane, but I would expect nothing less from the gang. This is how they get down. I'm not mad. The guy was a professor at some high power schools, went to high power schools, high power friends. It is what it is. All right. Other than that, that's the show for today. Looks like the cycle of slow news has continued, but we will see more hopefully on Friday when I will see you all back. Let's see, today and tomorrow I'm all throughout Hollywood, so I'll catch you all there. And again, a couple of things I am planning right now, but hopefully I get them done and I'll release them soon. Other than that, smash that like and cheer. I said share. I will say cheers because I'm looking at the comment section. Smash that like and share, and I will see you all.